Today we're taking a look behind the curtain at a film called Bones of Yew. And this isn't just another movie that happens to use AI. It's a project that really challenges how we think about this technology. It's a story that's all about human vision, physical, real-world craft, and what just might be a whole new frontier in filmmaking. And, it all kicked off with a vision that, for the longest time, felt completely out of reach.
This quote from the director, Toby Hyder, it gets right to the heart of this whole thing, doesn't it? This isn't a story about technology coming to replace artists. Not at all. It's about technology finally empowering them. It's about unlocking these huge, symbol-heavy stories that honestly would have been impossible for an independent creator to tell just a few years ago.
So what was this incredible story that AI finally made possible? Well, you might be surprised. It wasn't some futuristic sci-fi epic. No, it was something ancient, something deeply rooted in medieval folklore and the incredible symbolism of one single sacred tree.
And the symbolism here, wow, it runs deep. You see, the yew tree was a sacred pagan site, which churches later, built on top of. But that same tree also gave its wood for the longbow, a weapon that for the first time allowed a regular farmer to take down an armored knight. The idea that nature, in the hands of the common person, could humble kings, well, that right there became the soul of Bones of Yew.
Okay, so to bring that soul to the screen, the filmmakers came up with this really powerful philosophy, and it's an idea that would define the entire project. The quality of AI art really comes down to the quality of the real-world data you feed into it. I mean, it makes perfect sense, right? If you give an AI garbage, you're going to get garbage back. But if you feed it something rich, something textured, something real, well then you can create something truly cinematic. This whole film is so deeply physical. It's all grounded in authentic, tangible input.
And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On the left, you've got your typical kind of generic approach, right? Vague text prompts, stock footage, cliches. But on the right, that's the Bones of Yew method, actually going out and physically scanning ancient forests, capturing an actor in high-fidelity 3D, and recording the exact movements of expert archers. It's a world of difference.
So how did they actually do it? How did they put this philosophy into practice? Well, it all started by going out and capturing the physical world, beginning with the land itself. The team didn't just sit back and type ancient forests into a prompt. No way! They went out into the real yew forests of England. They documented everything: the twisted bark, the ancient moss, the way the light came through those towering canopies. By building their very own high-resolution dataset from all this footage, they trained custom AI models to see the world specifically through the lens of this forest. They basically created their own unique visual paint, and it was made from a real place. Then, for the human element, they teamed up with Visual Skies to capture their actor, Matt Lewis, using this incredible 3D scanning rig. This thing captured his posture, his face, his costumes, all with millimeter-level accuracy. So even when his image was being processed and transformed by the AI, his physical nuance, his emotional presence, it all stayed intact, completely anchoring the film.
And what about the action? For that, they worked with the Longbow Heritage Society. See, they knew that generic AI just butchers the very specific technique of longbow archery. So they captured real archers with real bows, essentially teaching the AI the correct stance, the draw, the tension. And that commitment to the truth of the form, it creates this embodied realism that you can actually feel.
I absolutely love this quote from the film's weapons master, Carol. It's this sort of wry, humble acknowledgement that, yeah, perfect authenticity is pretty much an impossible goal. But it just goes to show you the incredible depth of their commitment to getting as close as humanly, and now technologically possible.
Okay, so they've got all this incredible real-world data. Now what? Well, this is where the workflow gets really innovative. The team started to direct the AI not like a simple tool, but more like a creative partner. And this led to a concept that just blew my mind, using the AI as an optic into the past. Instead of just telling the AI, hey, make me a picture, the director, Toby Hyder, used large language models as like collaborative historians. He created this amazing feedback loop to make sure everything was authentic. So check out how this loop worked. First, they'd feed the AI real historical documents from the 14th century. Then, the AI would help generate an image. But here's the genius part. They'd take that new image and feed it back into the AI and ask, okay, what did we get wrong? And the AI would actually spot things. It would catch subtle mistakes, like incorrect roof tiles on a medieval building that the team could then go back and fix. It's brilliant. using the machine to fact-check itself. Now, what's also wild is that the tools themselves were evolving while they were in production. The first edition of the film used an AI called Kling 1.6, and it was good, great for the physical action. But then Kling 2.5 was released, and it was a total game changer. It was way more sensitive to what the director wanted. It could understand the nuance in a performance. It was so much better, in fact, that they went back and completely remastered the entire film with it, creating the second edition. And Kling wasn't the only tool in the box. You know, there's no single AI that can do everything perfectly. So they had to build this whole suite of specialized programs. Now, you hear medieval film, and you probably imagine a big, swelling, heroic orchestra, right? Well, composer Jordan Hudson threw that idea right out. He said this score was for farmers and villagers, not knights and kings. It's all about loss and sacrifice, not cheering for heroes. He used these ancient-sounding instruments like drones and reeds to create this sound that feels really raw, really grounded in the human cost of it all. And Hudson wove all these deep symbolic layers into the sound. You'll hear bells tinkling in the background. That's the ever-present influence of the church. He used authentic recordings of English birds to pull you right into that landscape. And then, and I love this, he would intentionally break the historical rules. He used a 16th century snare drum and a distorted cello to add this modern cinematic tension to key moments. It's just genius sound design. But the artistry didn't stop there. They brought in a second composer, Bill Vine, who added this haunting lament that's rooted in a totally different place, Occitanie, in southern France. His music came from his own personal archive of field recordings and experimental sounds, and it creates this deep sense of ancestral grief. Get this. Vine actually took 16th century poetry written in the old Occitan language and set it to music. It's performed by this incredible French countertenor, Paulin Bunyan. So you're hearing this blend of ancient language with modern electroacoustic sounds. It adds this profound layer of historical sorrow that just hits you right in the chest. So when you pull all these threads together, what do you have? You have this powerful vision, this obsessive data collection, a totally new way of working with an AI partner, and this deeply, deeply human artistic core. What you get is something that completely redefines what it even means to be a filmmaker today. And ultimately, I think this is the big takeaway from Bones of Yew. It proves, without a doubt, that AI is not a replacement for human craft. It's an amplifier for it. The final film is incredible not because of the machine. It's incredible because of the quality of the human intention, the artistry, and the real-world passion that was poured into the system from the very beginning.